Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning.
Good morning, doctor.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, so how's your assignment progress? Everything on track to submit by the Friday? I mean, I haven't changed the assignment deadline on your OL. Okay, we'll do it maybe today. Okay, and tomorrow is a holiday, right? So we don't have classes tomorrow because of the Prophet birthday celebration for Malaysia on the 12th of, tomorrow on the 29th of October or the 12th Rabiul Awal. Okay. Okay, so for today, I will introduce a bit on chapter number 2. Okay, on the topic number 3 on the graph functions and graph, which is your first assignment. Okay, I'm just going briefly on the things that you should focus on. Okay, since you got two more days. Two more days to finalize your assignment. Okay, so if you want to modify, to improve, okay, or to remove what is that may not be necessary, okay, or to add more examples, okay, you can do that. Okay, so for today, we're gonna cover on chapter, topic graph and functions. Okay, so on topic number 3, okay, your first assignment topic, okay. So few students, gave me their assignment to check. Not really checking the answers, but just a bit of comment, okay, on what they have done so far. Okay, I just give a general comment on what you need to improve. Okay, so but the basic, I think not problems, but I think I think you need to be consistent on your layout. Okay, if you choose certain font size or font format, or the way you want to create a continuous or easy flow of your topic. Okay, so I did mention that your assignment should cover, it should be based on the items in the syllabus. Okay, so like, for example, in topic 3, you have 5 items or 5 subtopics. Okay, I did mention before, I think on last Sunday, right? If there is no specific question on one topic or one subtopic, but you can combine 2 topics into one. Okay, so you need to take note. You need to mention that in your notes or in your questions. Okay, part A or part B. Part A means the notes. Okay, part B your question and solution. Okay, if that notes or questions, okay, covers 2 topics, okay, so just mention 3.1 and 3.2 or 3.2 and 3.3, because sometimes it is quite difficult to get one specific question for one subtopic. Okay, and the same goes for other topics as well. Okay, so you need to because since you only cut and paste, okay, most of the time you are only cutting and paste from the ebooks, okay, provided to you. So when you cut and paste, at least give more attention on how you present the notes. Okay, you can create, you can make your notes, as I said, okay, once you convert into PDF, you can show the flow, arrows here, arrows there. So at least there is a clear flow from one topic to another. Okay, and I've given you quite a number of ebooks, okay, beside the Tan textbook. So do not rely solely on one book, for example, like Tan or any other book. Okay, so I want to see a combination of all the ebooks that I've provided to you. So to just to give an idea that you are indeed using multiple sources. Okay, not just using one and then to make your life easy, because the reason why I gave you many materials, okay, is that you can do a bit of research, meaning in terms of go through each and every one of the book and see how the different book can provide you different angle or perspective of the same topic, okay, and especially on the notes and the questions. Okay, if you have if your assignment, let's say, consists of one book, mostly come from one book, then it shows that you are not actually using all the materials that is given to you. Okay, so you still got time, few days, I mean today, tomorrow and Friday, okay, to improve on the assignment. So I think there are mostly five of you in one group. So one student maximum only need to do around 3 to 4 pages, cutting and paste. So I don't think it is not really that difficult to do. So getting the material is, I think, is easy, but to make sure that you can create a good flow, okay, a consistent flow and interesting layout of your assignment. So that is what that will differentiate between good assignment and average assignment. Okay, so that I can see that you put attention to, I mean, the presentation of your assignment. And once you get the idea how to do one assignment, the rest of the assignment should follow similar approach, meaning you got the idea already, you got the skill already on how to display or present your in the best way possible. Okay, so that will be the my general comment. Okay, from what some of you have given me to. Okay, so okay, so on topic number 3 in your syllabus or chapter 2 in the TAN textbook, okay. So if you have noticed by now, okay, Dr. Nozita helped us to identify sections which is mostly relevant to the syllabus from the TAN textbook, and then from here you can cross match with the other ebooks to see where the parts in your TAN textbook and also in the syllabus are mostly relevant. Okay, but at the end of the day, what matters most, as I mentioned many times, is the application of the mathematics. Okay, uh, is the one that why we are taking this subject, or why the subject is called mathematics in economics. Okay, basic math in economics, and so the economics application should be there. I mean, in all, I mean, you should know how the mathematics is usually applied in each and every one of the topic. Okay, so in topic number 2, as you know by now, okay, is about okay, the TAN textbook. Okay, of course, when you plot a two-dimensional graph, okay, x and y. Okay, so you've learned plotting graph since your early or previous secondary school or education level. So this is not something uh, alien to you or very new to you. Okay, so it's just a recap of what plotting a linear graph or a quadratic graph looks like. Okay, so and then we're gonna see how in most the most common application in where when you using graph. Okay, the most relevant one is of course as highlighted in the TAN textbook. Okay, as you can see, is on applications of demand and supply, okay, or the equilibrium concept. So so I think by now you should know how to calculate the slope or the gradient of a linear graph, meaning y is always on the vertical axis, x is the horizontal axis. So m, which is the slope, okay, or the gradient of a linear graph, okay, it should be calculated as the change in y over the change in x, okay. So if you are looking at if you have two coordinates or 2 points, so you take the difference between changes in 2y coordinates divide by the changes in the change in 2x coordinate, okay, and that gives you the slope or the gradient. So this is not new to you, okay, so I'm not going to spend to show you how you calculate this, okay. The book and the notes that you prepare should give you idea of what a slope is. And just a quick note, okay, when you draw or when you are dealing with a linear graph, linear means it's a straight line, okay. So the m value is constant, okay, so it doesn't change uh, along the line, okay. But if you are dealing with other than linear graph, okay, for example, quadratic, okay, so the slope of the graph changes, okay, as you move along the curve. So the m value or the slope value is not constant. So that is the difference between quadratic or a linear or non-linear, okay. So the one that you see is a straight line is what we call a linear graph, okay. But when the graph is not straight anymore, is what we call non-linear. Non-linear means it is not, so the value of the slope of the gradient is not constant, okay. And you cannot use the same formula change in y over change in x to calculate the gradient of the whole curve, okay. So so that is what you need to understand before you proceed, or you know. And then of course the application of the graph, which I think by now, because I think most of you have reached, I mean, you got a draft of your first assignment, so you have gone through most of the items or the syllabus in the TAN textbook, okay, especially on the concept or the application of economics, okay, finding the maximum profit or the minimum cost function, and what will be the output or the value of the x or the q, okay, when you are given a graph function that follows a quadratic form, okay. So what I want to do today is just discuss a few examples and in your TAN textbook. Okay, so I mean, I would prefer that. I mean, I'm not saying that it is not allowed, but I would prefer that you don't use the TAN example too much. Okay, in your assignments. Okay, because I think there are more than 6 ebooks that I've given so far. So I mean, if your assignment consists of most of them, the part which has been highlighted, okay, by Dr. Nozita, which is relevant to the textbook. So I think you are taking a bit of a shortcut or easy way out to prepare your notes. Okay, so uh, of course I don't say that this is not allowed. Okay, but as I mentioned, please use other ebooks as well. So I mean, do not take like most of the elements come from your one textbook. Okay, so you need to take I mean, moderate approach, meaning few examples from TAN, few from Setter, from Skaum, from Hausler, Jax. You know, I think more than 6 ebooks in total. Okay, so I want to see the variety in the notes, in the source of your notes. Okay, so of course, in our class, okay, I will rely mostly from the TAN as the general guideline. Okay, and then starting from next Sunday, okay, I will start using your assignment. Okay, I will pick up few examples from uh, your assignments, which is I think easy for me to. I mean, I'm not to say I will select only the best one. Okay, but if you let's say all 6, 7 assignment have the same notes, okay, from the same topic. So I will just randomly pick up one assignment to show that particular example during the class, okay. So it might be your assignment, it might be your other friend's assignment. So that is the plan how we're gonna proceed from next week onwards, okay. So just a quick reminder, okay, use variety in your, various sources in your ebooks for the notes and also for the exercises. Okay, so just to indicate that you are utilizing the resources that I provided to you, okay, not only one, and then, because it is still relevant, but, I want variety, okay, or else there's no point for me uploading so many ebooks to you and then you don't end up using it at all, okay. So in chapter number 2, okay, you started by learning on the linear graph, okay, and then, but I think I want to bring your attention on the application, okay, on the examples section from the Tan textbook, okay. Uh, yeah, on this page, okay, the profit function. So I'm sure maybe some of you even use this example in your notes, okay. So if you have done so, I'm not saying that you need to remove this, okay, but if you rely, as I mentioned, too many notes or example from Tan, so you might want to find other example from other ebooks, okay, to replace them, okay. So in topic number 2.3, functions and their graph, okay. So again, okay, why I think this example is highlighted by Dr. Nozita, okay, is the application on, okay, because when you talk about economics, okay, it's about at micro level you're talking about profit, about costs, okay, and then about demand, about supply, because that is what most of the syllabus in macroeconomics level will discuss, okay. And on macro, you have the application of GDP, inflation, interest rate, and whatnot, okay. So this example is basically you are given a quadratic function of this is a profit function, okay. And the first two question, I think, is a very simple approach. You are just replacing the value 1000 and 2000 into the profit function, okay, to obtain the solution here. So there's nothing complicated about this, okay. You replace them, okay. So this is a simple illustration of using the quadratic functions, okay. But of course, I think this is not why not this is not even I think it's very easy or level of understanding, okay. We have like easy, moderate, and difficult question. So I think for this example is an easy example, okay. Just simply substitute the value of 1000 and 2000 into your x function, into your quadratic function, and you get the, okay. On this domain function, I'm not really going too much into detail, okay, because what I really interested is, okay, again, on the application part, okay. So if you want to include that in your notes, okay, please be brief. Not too much on the exam on the theoretical, okay, more on the applications, okay. So from the Tan textbook as well, if you go to the this example here on where is it? Okay, so this what you see on this topic here. Okay, basically this is the pure maths, the pure mathematics concept. Okay, but of course we don't need to memorize this thing. But again, what is important is the application. Okay, so what you see here is just if it's given two functions. Okay, so if you want to take the sum, meaning you plus two functions, difference is the difference between the two. Product meaning the two functions you need to multiply. Okay, so the application here that you see,
Doctor,
Yes.
we cannot see anything that you share right now.
Why is that? Okay.
Okay, done.
Okay. So yeah, okay, on this topic here, okay, on under the subtopic of I think this is under 2 point, which one is this part? Okay, yeah, the 2.4, okay, the algebra functions. So again, it's a simple, straightforward concept, okay, where you need to sum to take the difference or the product of two functions. So the example that is highlighted here is the cost function. Again, okay, profit and loss, finding the revenue, finding the profit is very much relevant at your stage, okay, especially in microeconomics topic. Okay, so you are given two functions here. This is you are given the fixed cost value of 10,000, and then also the variable cost function, 0.001 x squared plus 10x. Okay, and given that the value of x must be between 0 and 40,000. Okay, so why you are given a separate cost? One is fixed cost and one is variable cost is again because we did mention, I think before, the concept of cost in economics is you have total cost is a product of variable cost VC plus FC, correct? Okay. So why this function is given a separate value, one fixed cost and one variable cost, is that you need to construct your total cost function first. And you're gonna see this concept repeated in your microeconomics subject or principle of economics. Okay, so this is very relevant to you. Okay, so you have a separate fixed cost value of 10,000. Okay, the even here you can see that the value is a constant because that's why it's called fixed cost. Okay, variable cost, the value can change. That's why it's called variable cost. So the variable cost will change or can vary according to the value of x. But for fixed cost, as the term goes, whatever output that you produce, the cost remain the same. So that's why it is called fixed cost, and there is no x. I mean, there is no x term in the fixed cost. So because whatever output that you produce, the cost remain the same. So if you want to get the total cost function, you need to use the summation, the summation concept, which is as we hear, fx plus gx. So this is what this concept is about. Okay, you plus the fixed cost plus the variable cost function. Okay, as we see here, vx plus fx or bc plus fc, fixed cost, variable cost, plus the fixed cost. Okay, so here it might look very simple, okay, but in your principle of economics or microeconomics study, so this you're gonna see a lot, okay, in your course, okay, this term or next term. So once you develop the total cost function, then you can solve for the problem. So the question asks you to uh, find a function C that gives total monthly cost. So this is what you get, okay? So basically this example just needs you to obtain the total cost function, okay? And then next, the total profit, okay? So if you recall from our previous week's topic, which I shown you how to calculate total revenue. So you still remember P times Q, okay, and you need to use the inverse demand function, okay, meaning bring Q to your bring P to the left and Q to the right, okay, in order for you to calculate the total revenue function. Okay, but here, of course, the revenue function is given to you already, okay, because the goal is just to construct the total profit function, which is TR minus TC. So you should know by now, okay, profit, okay, or pi, okay, is basically sometimes we use the symbol pi, okay, to denote profit, okay, uh, equals to TR minus TC. Okay, so this is what you are actually doing here: total revenue minus total cost. Okay, so So based on the example in the previous one, so you see that the TR function here and the TC function as you calculated here. So you solve for the TR minus TC. Okay, so this is where you need to be careful in your solution. Okay, because this is minus. So when you want to solve a minus or difference function, okay, so minus and minus becomes minus and minus become positive, minus and plus become positive and negative, minus and plus again becomes negative, and you simplify them. Okay, this is what you should get. Okay, so do not just take this do not just simply look at the assignment, I mean the example, for granted, meaning it might look easy to most of you, but I'm sure maybe some of you will still do a bit of silly mistake here. Okay, so the idea here is just to calculate the profit function, TR minus TC. Okay, so make sure when you use the difference or you want to deduct between two functions, you need to put a bracket here. Okay, because the bracket will indicate will okay will actually separate give you give you the product between negative and negative, which is positive and so forth. Okay, if you don't put the bracket here, just simply minus, and then you will do the mistake of not taking into account the negative multiplied by negative, negative multiplied by positive, and so forth. Okay, so so that is one part that you need to be particular. I mean that you need to be aware when you when you are taking difference between the two functions. So once you construct your profit functions correctly, okay, as what you see here, okay, and then the second part, just simply substitute the 10,000 into the profit function, which will give you $50,000, okay, as the final answer. Okay, so it looks simple. I think for most of you, you will get the idea how to construct this. But again, the application of economics is where you find the TR minus TC. Okay, first you construct the total cost, whereby you need to plus fixed cost plus variable cost. So if you don't get this idea, or you don't understand the concept of total cost, then you will not know how to use even how to construct the total cost function. Okay, so this concept you're going to learn in your principle of economics under macroeconomics section, I think chapter 4 or chapter 5 this semester. Okay, TC is FC plus VC, fixed cost plus variable cost. Okay, and then profit is TR minus TC. So this is a very relevant or simple but yet very useful example in macroeconomics. Okay, so when you construct your profit function correctly, and then just simply substitute. Okay, but the one that I want to highlight for today class, okay, because I'm sure most of you are already gone through many of the notes and examples from the ebooks that I provided, okay, especially from Tan and the first three books. Okay, so please use the other textbook that I provided recently by Jax and also Hausler. Okay, those are very two good ebooks as well. And you got also the solutions for all the odd number questions. So you can use you can even use the questions with the solutions as part of your notes. Okay, so those questions without the solution you can use as your part B for the question and solution. But the questions with the solutions, you can use them as part of your notes. Okay, so rather than using the notes directly from the book, you can use the Q&A. I mean the question with the answers provided as part of your as part of your notes in part A. Okay, so so that at least give you more room for to create notes for the assignment. Okay, so again, you have 3 more days to modify your assignment and make more variety in your notes and also examples. Okay, so if you haven't done that, so you still got time to do. Okay, you need to submit by latest 12 midnight on Friday. So meaning on Saturday, meaning once I will put the deadline on 11:59 p.m. Friday night. Okay, So on Saturday onwards, on Saturday I will go through your assignments and pick up a few examples here and there from as many group assignment as possible and use them to prepare our notes on next week's lecture on Sunday. Okay. Any questions so far? Any question? Are you all even awake right now? Can you all switch on your video? Dah rindu lah. Lama tak tengok muka you all yang comel-comel, yang handsome ni. Can you switch on your video for a few minutes? Okay, because I'm recording this, so I need to, you know, at least see that from time to time that you are, you know, prepared. Because you must take these classes seriously. Because, you know, if you were in UM right now, you are in the actual classroom. So, and I think studying from home has its perks, meaning you are more relaxed, but at the same time, sometimes the laziness may start to creep in and you don't really pay attention to the, okay, so I hope those who got problems with the internet, okay, using data or the line is not good, you need to figure out something quickly because, you know, you cannot expect your line to be getting better in any time soon. Okay, so if you got problem with your connection, can you please find a immediate solution because I pity those who have poor internet connections, but it is what it is. Okay, if you're still struggling with your data or whatever internet connection that you have right now, so you need to find ways to okay, to get your connection up and running. Muka tak mandi nak buat macam mana? Okay, so muka mengantuk semua. Itulah. Banyak lagi ni yang tak online ni. Semua muka-muka tak mandi semua. Mana muka-muka semua? Syarul Nizam, Nazrin, Tan, Yegasini, Nur Atira, Nik Azan, Nurul Syafiqah. Ni semua muka-muka yang tak keluar lagi ni. 8:30 takkan tak mandi lagi. Mandi lepas subuh 7, I bathe at 5:40 AM in the morning. Okay, so because you know, for Muslims, you should, I mean, most of you know already that we have the subuh prayer. We pray at around 6 o'clock in the morning. So for me, it's very common that I will bathe before I do the morning prayer. So I bathe around 4. I went to the bathroom around 5:30 in the morning. So I'm very much fresh. Around 6 o'clock already, wangi already. Okay, so but I think most of you ada yang tak mandi lagi. Nak tengok senang, tengok rambut je kan. Look at your hair. If your hair is pacak-pacak like durian also or nanas, then you're not really up and I mean not really fresh lah, tak apa. Okay, so what I think my main concern is not actually your what you do, what you put in the assignment, is how what you actually learn from the assignment process. Okay, I'm not really strict on whether if you get the solutions wrong, then I will deduct the marks from there. Okay, so but my main concern is because we are learning from WebEx or online learning, so most of the learning must come from you. Okay, so if you don't take the assignment seriously, meaning don't just see the assignment as part of your carry mark, okay, but look them more in terms of what you can learn and what you can get from your assignment as part of your learning process. Okay, because if you only copy and paste but you don't really understand what actually is being discussed there, okay, and you end up getting, let's say, good marks for your subject, but when you go for next semester or any other subject that you might take next semester onwards, you will see, if you see again similar example, but you still cannot even understand. So it's a waste of time and money actually, because my main purpose of designing the assignment I think only me and Dr. Nozita is doing the assignment this way. The other two lecturers, Madam Fazlin and Madam Zalila, we got 4 lecturers actually teaching this paper. Okay, and the one that I know so far is using the assignment concept for your carry mark is only the 2 of us, me and Dr. Nozita. Okay, the other 2 lecturers, I think they will stick on the conventional questions and answers, meaning you are given a bunch of questions and you are graded based on the correct answers. Okay, and I think it's a bit boring way of boring in terms of using if you were to come here physically and learn, that is okay. Okay, but since you are learning online and you know and also the materials that were used before, I think need a bit of changes. As I mentioned, the mathematics that we have in the syllabus right now is quite pure mathematics. Okay, so I think I want more on the applied side. So by now, when you go through all the other ebooks beside the Tan textbook, Hausler, Jax, Sid Sater, Rosser, I think you should get the idea how other authors from, when they produce the books for mathematics, for economics, they have more applied question than the Tan textbook that we are currently using as the main textbook. So if I were to change the syllabus today, I would pick up maybe a combination of Jax, Hausler, and Rosser as our main textbook. Okay, not the Tan anymore. Okay, because of the nature of the book itself, I think is less relevant in terms of mathematics for economics. I mean, I want to do something that can actually help you in your future subjects. Okay, micro, macro, basic econometric, and whatnot. Okay, so that is why the assignment is designed this way. Okay, in fact, just to give you a heads up. Okay, your final assignment, which comprise of 40%. Okay, which I have not even uploaded yet in your, so far what is given to you, the instruction is only for the first 4 assignments, correct? Topic 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay, which group assignment, 15 marks each assignment. Okay, you can stop your video now if you want to. Okay, 60% in total, correct? Okay, but the last 40% will be, you need to use programs like Microsoft Excel. I mean, what I have in mind right now, you're going to use Microsoft Excel to solve mathematical problems. Okay, you can solve, for example, matrix 3 by 3. Okay, if you look at your syllabus, we're going to learn on matrix. Okay, the Cramer's rule. If you can check your syllabus right now, or I can share the syllabus on your screen right now. Okay, because why I'm telling you now, you need to go and see what is on the YouTube. Okay, on the use of okay, I mentioned this to Dr. Nozita last week. Okay, because I went through some of the YouTube videos out there. Okay, so if you look at topic number 5, for example, okay, this is on matrix. Okay, so you can go to any ebooks right now, Tan, or any other textbooks. Okay, look at the topic under matrix. Okay, so and also even topic number 3 also, okay, on the simultaneous or quadratic equations. So my plan for the assignment, it will still be group but also individual basis. Okay, group and individual means you need to submit your Excel file plus a YouTube video. Okay, meaning just the YouTube link on your assignment in your OL. Okay, whereby I will give you, or you have the freedom to create your own metric question, but you need to solve them using Excel functions. Okay, I'll just give you a quick look on the YouTube video that I managed to find. Okay, this one. Give me a second. I need to check the. Okay. So can you see my screen right now? Boleh tengok kan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is one of the things that I'm currently thinking to do for your final assignment. Okay, so for example, this video is titled "How to Solve Linear Equation Through Excel." Okay, so you're gonna learn this method the conventional way as what you see in the syllabus, where you are given whether two simultaneous equations x and y, or even you got three variables x, y, and z, meaning you can solve this using the simple metric approach, as what you can see from the, for example, if you go through the Tan textbook, okay, under the system of linear equations, I think. But I think Tan textbook on metric is not really that good. Okay, you need to rely on other textbook. Okay, so this is what we learn. I think after mid semester break in terms of okay. So this is what I think you have learned metrics before, right? Okay, so and you're gonna learn again this semester, and of course, your assignment will be using applied questions on economics, not just pure mathematics like this. Okay, but of course, you need to know the basic first before you can use the applied economic. But the idea for the final assignment, okay, the final assignment whereby it contributes a huge 40% of your total carry mark. Okay, so it will be, I think, a combination of group and also individual. So I think it will be around, the group will be around 25, or maybe it will be around half, okay, 20% individual, 20% group. Okay, so it will be something like this, okay. I will give you this example, this few YouTube videos on how to solve the matrix using Excel. Okay, so and you can create your own example. You can modify these values here. So you need to prepare a video, something like this, so you can record your own video from your laptop, okay, using a screen recorder application. Okay, I can share the screen recorder application if you don't have any in your laptop. Okay, so create a video like this showing how from the beginning that you from your own question. Okay, for example, from this simple question here until you can get the solutions. Okay, so until you get the solution as what is shown in the video. So your one of the individual part of your assignment is to use Excel, okay, and show them in a YouTube video step by step how you, meaning this is on individual basis. Everyone will come up with their own question. You can take the question from the textbook and put it in the Excel file and record the video from step one until, I mean, if you look at this video, it's only around 5 minutes long. Okay, of course, it will take long. This video takes longer because the channel, this YouTuber is guiding you how to do it. But if you were to do on your own, then I think it will take less than 2 or 3 minutes to do it. So, and the idea is to use Excel for different application. One is metrics, and maybe the other one is simultaneous equation, demand and supply, for example. Okay, so and you're gonna create a YouTube video link. Okay, give it, I mean, a video, upload in your YouTube, in your Gmail account. I mean, because everyone, if you're using Gmail, of course you're gonna have your own YouTube account as well. So you need to upload them. Give me the YouTube link as what I usually do in my online teaching. So so that is one of the things that I plan for your final assignment. Meaning, at least at the end of the term, besides learning how to solve metrics using the most conventional way, but in the real world, of course, you're not going to use you're going to use softwares, and one of the most common software nowadays is Excel, of course. Okay, and Excel is a very powerful software that most of us don't even I think only use less than 1% of what Excel is capable of doing. And for economics, Excel is a very powerful tool. Okay, you can do regression, you can do simultaneous equation, you can use log, function, exponential. Whatever that you see, most of the textbook materials can be solved using Excel. Okay, so I will design the instructions sometime during the midterm break, okay? And then, but the idea for the fifth assignment is something like this, okay? So if you do not know how to upload your video on YouTube, okay, you can learn, okay, you can check, I mean, you can experiment them now, okay? And then if you don't have how to record your screen recorder, okay, there is a free application, but I can share you the software as well, which I normally use for my own video. Okay, so that is the plan for your fifth and final assignment. 40% is a lot of marks to give. So you cannot expect 40% can come that easily. Okay, so but of course, I learned this method less than 10 minutes. Okay, so I replay the video 2 or 3 times and then I follow step by step, and I can do it on the third viewing of the video. And if I can learn it, I think you are much more capable of doing something similar. Okay, but you need to have Microsoft Excel. Okay, so if you don't have one, you need to be either, try to download in any other way, or you need to borrow someone's laptop that has Microsoft Excel. Because I'm not sure other version of Excel, for example, like Google Sheet has the same function or not. Okay, so if you do not have Microsoft Excel, or so you are using a free version of spreadsheet, okay, so you need to check whether that software can perform something similar or not. Okay, if not, then you need to find a way on how to get hold on this on Microsoft Excel. Okay, can I see from the chat box or from the comment, you can unmute, how many of you do not have Microsoft Excel in your laptop? I mean, you are using, some of you are using the free version of spreadsheet, okay? Not using the Microsoft product, Microsoft Excel. Ada yang tak ada? Anyone of you who do not have Microsoft Excel in your laptop? So, semua ada Everyone got? So meaning the university provide you Microsoft, the Microsoft 365, is it? Okay, so I mean, of course, for lecturers, we have the Office 365. Okay. Because I'm not aware that students also are given the 365 account. So if you have, meaning you are using the same version as mine. So that's good. Okay, so you shouldn't have any problem of trying to replicate something similar because you need to install some add-ins. Okay, add-ins or extra functions in the Excel. Okay, so if you got the 365, means everyone is okay. Okay, shouldn't have any problem to replicate or to perform the assignment. Okay, so but why some of you got the 365, some of you do not have? Okay, so I mean 2013 should be okay. Okay, but the one that UM provided for free is the 365. Okay, which is the latest version. Okay, so if you have, I mean, as long as you have a Microsoft Excel 2013 onwards, or I mean, you should be fine. Okay, so that is the idea. So I can give you this link, for example, if you got nothing to do afterward, okay, you can see on the chat. Oh, sorry, I'm sending to. Okay, you can see on the chat box, okay, the YouTube link. So maybe me and Dr. Nozita will give you a few questions or few topics for you to execute in Excel. Okay, so you're gonna prepare them and answer them using Microsoft Excel software and record them in the video. And some of the video you need to present in the WebEx, meaning for group assignment. And if you're doing it for individual, meaning no need to present, because just submit me the file, the Excel file, and also the video link. Okay, but for group, meaning you need to present 1 or 2 group members you can take turns, okay? So meaning that could be reserved for the last 2 weeks of your lectures, meaning maybe week number 13 and week number 14. We will reserve for video presentation, meaning I will let you share your screen among your group members so you can present what you have done for your group assignment, and you will be evaluated based on the presentation as well. Okay, so that will be one of the components for the 40%, okay, for group and also for the individual. Okay, but the idea is to use Microsoft Excel, okay, to solve some of the problems that you learn in our class, in our lectures this semester. Okay, so I think you will be at least at the end of the term you will learn something that you have not learned before. Okay, especially using tools like Microsoft Excel to solve the problem. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go through maybe one more example from the Tan textbook before we end our lecture for today. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay. This is also a very common and yet very interesting concept in economics, whereby you need to find the maximum profit or the minimum cost, the output that minimizes cost, or the output that maximizes profit. Okay, you don't say minimizes profit, right? You say minimize cost or maximizing your profit. So when you deal with a function like the quadratic function, and I'm sure by now you are familiar with this formula, negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, okay, divided by 2b, is it? Dia pun dah lupa dah. Okay, so and this formula, and then you basically this is the factorization formula, correct? And then you use the formula negative b over 2a, okay, to find the vertex value, meaning what is the maximum or the minimum coordinate for x. Okay, and from there you can figure out what is the output that maximizes profit if you are given a profit function, or what is the output that minimizes cost if that function is a cost function. Okay, so and again, okay, what we are interested is on the application side, and I'm sure by now you have gone through these examples. In fact, I think you might even take the same example in your own lecture notes for your assignment. Okay, so I'm not, yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that it is not allowed, okay, but if you are using something similar a lot from Tan, okay, you can try to use other ebooks as well, okay, to replace them. Okay, so what you see here is basically you are given a profit function, okay, a quadratic function, okay, a quadratic, I mean, this is a quarterly profit function, okay, but this is it is in quadratic form, okay, x square and then x and then the constant. Okay, so what this example does is you want the instruction is to find the maximum profit, okay, meaning the output that maximizes profit. So the first thing that you need to take note that whenever you are given a question that asks you to find the maximum value. So first, maximum usually refers when the graph is the inverse U shape, meaning it is first the graph. I mean the x square, the coefficient for x square must be negative. Okay, must be negative. So if the coefficient for x square is positive, then your graph will look something like a U shape. Okay, but if you are talking about if the coefficient for your x square here is negative, then the shape of your quadratic will be a inverse U shape, something like what you see here. Okay, so that is one thing that you need to take note first. So first you look at the sign of your x square coefficient. Okay, in this case it is negative, so it will take the inverse U shape. So inverse U shape means that the top of the value will reflect the maximum point. Okay, but if the coefficient or the sign for your x square is positive, then the shape of your diagram or your graph will be U-shaped, and the minimum point here is what we call the minimum point. Okay, so this is the minimum point. Minimum point, usually you don't refer to profit, but you are referring to the cost function. So so that is the term that, or the concept that you need to be aware of. Okay, if the graph, the coefficient for your x square is negative, then most of the time, most probably you are looking at the profit function. Okay, but if the sign is positive, for the x square is positive, then most probably you are looking at the cost function, because cost, we want to see what is the output that minimizes cost. So the shape of the diagram should take a U-shaped form. Okay, and of course for this example, the function is for profit, and it is not surprising that the coefficient, I mean the sign for the x square is negative. Okay, so that indicates that the graph is inverse U-shape. So the highest point is the maximum point lah. Okay, the highest point that the graph can go. That's why it is called maximum. Okay, but minimum, that is the lowest point that the graph can go. Okay, so that's why it's called minimum point. Okay, so that is something that you need to be aware of. Do not simply take the instructions for granted, meaning why it is maximum, because the sign for the x square is negative. Okay, so therefore the shape of your diagram of your curve will be an inverse U shape. So the highest point, the point which is the tip of the curve is the highest point, which is the maximum point. Okay, so how to find the maximum point? Use the formula negative b over 2a. But of course, okay, this is one method, but when you learn the context or the concept of derivative, okay, or differentiation, okay, so this will be, you will learn later in after your mid-semester break, which also will be part of your final assignment, final group assignment number 4. So you will also look at the concept of maximum profit and also minimum cost. Okay, but that will be solved using differentiation. Okay, so I'm sure if you have taken differentiation or pembezaan or differentiation in your previous, okay, in your secondary school or your STPM level, okay, so you can also solve for you can also find what is the quantity that maximizes or maximizes profit using the differentiation concept. Okay, but of course, when we are at this chapter number 2, okay, so we are going to look at using the one approach of solving the maximizing profit using the negative b over 2a. So, but personally, I would prefer to use differentiation because it is much more easy and faster way to solve the problem. Okay, but since the syllabus is designed this way, meaning first you learn one approach, okay, and then as we progress through the syllabus, you can also solve the same problem, find the maximum profit using differentiation. Okay, so so there are two ways to approach, I mean several ways, and this is one of the ways that you can do it. Okay, so negative b over 2a. So what if b, what is a? So basically you organize your, when you arrange your functions, okay, the x square is your a, and then x is your b, the constant is your c lah. Okay, so so the symbol negative is a must. So regardless of what the value that you pick up from here, the negative shouldn't be left out. Okay, so negative b, so b is the coefficient for x, which is 7. A is the coefficient for x square, which is negative 1 over 3. Okay, so that's why what you see here, negative b over 2a. So negative 7 is the value here, is plus 7. And a is the value is negative 1 over 3. So 2 multiplied by negative 1 over 3, you expand them or you solve for them, you get 10.5. So 10.5 is the value of x. Okay, the coordinate of x at this point here. Okay, the one that maximizes your profit. Jadi Okay, this one lah. Okay, so 10/5, okay, is the value of okay, is the here is the value of x. Okay, 10.5. So if you were to draw a line here, so this point should be 10.5. Okay, the one that you see here lah. Okay. Okay, so 10.5 is this point here, 10.5, and at 10.5, you can find what is the value of the profit. Okay, that so you need to substitute into the y into the function. So and you get 10.5, you replace them into the x value, and you should get 66.75 here. Somewhere here, so it should be, so this would be around 66.75. So this is how you solve a quadratic function that requires you to calculate the maximum or minimum value. Well, of course, in this case is on maximum, because first you're talking about profit. Second is because the graph itself is negative for the x square coefficient. So that is okay. And I think I've seen your assignment, also some of the assignments of the students that that was sent to me to take a look, also using this Bluetooth headset example, okay, as part of the notes as well. Okay, so I'm sure that those if you are using this example as well, meaning you know already what this example is about. Okay, so what I want to focus more on the remaining 10 minutes, okay, is the concept of market equilibrium. Okay, because I do not want to go through this topic in detail, because we're going to look at your assignment application on next Sunday again. So we're going to go through again for the next 1 week or so. Okay, and then the concept of equilibrium in economy is very much relevant. Okay, where demand equal to supply function. So, and of course, this being a quadratic topic, your curve is no longer a linear curve. So that's why you can see that the curve is not straight line. Okay, so that we can apply the quadratic functions here. Okay, so so basically the function is in the form of P as a function of quantity. Okay, again, I don't really like the use of X. It should be Q here, because this symbol is price. Oh, sorry. Okay, because this symbol is price. So the X should be actually Q, okay, not X. Okay, so this is one part of one of the component in the TAN textbook, which I don't really prefer. Okay, so because you need to use the symbol Q to reflect quantity, okay, not X. Okay, so you are given the demand function. So again, what you see here is the inverse demand function. Why? Because P in the as a function of quantity. Okay, because usually you will see that QD QD as a function of price. Okay, QD equals to something price. Okay, so this is the normal demand function that you normally see. Okay, the same as QS. Okay, QS equals to how many price. Okay, and when you equate, you say QD equals to QS, correct? When you want to solve for the equilibrium, when you learn principle of economics this semester, okay, if you want to find the P and Q, the P and Q that for the equilibrium, usually you are given the QD function, the demand function QD equals to what, and the supply function QS equals to what. So you're going to solve the problem by equating QD equals to QS. But actually, the more correct version, it should be P as a function of quantity. Okay, okay, because this function, this inverse function allows you to calculate the total revenue more easily, rather than you need to convert from the normal QD into the inverse function. Okay, but so whatever it is, so this is the demand function and this is the supply function. Okay, so when you want to find the quantity that, I mean, the QD and QS, okay, the equilibrium quantity and price. So what you basically do is equate the two. Okay, so demand function equals to supply function. or QD equals to QS. But of course, this is not QD, this is P in terms of Q. So what you can see, this is the price for the demand function. This is the price for the supply function. So you take both equation, you put the equal to sign, and then you can solve for the, so you get the value to be, and then you need, so once you solve for this, you need to factorize the value, correct? Okay, so, and of course, in economics, you cannot take non-negative number. I mean, you cannot take negative number. So the value must be non-negative or it must be positive. So when you factorize, when you solve for this problem and you need to factorize, you need to exclude the value which is negative. Okay. So the one which is negative is the negative 400/9 from this part here. But x equals to 20 is the one that you're gonna use lah. Okay. So this is why okay, factorization is very important. Okay, especially you need to get the answer correct first. So once you do the factorization, the negative number must be excluded. Okay, what if you got two positive numbers? Okay, so meaning that you got two solutions. Okay, meaning you got two equilibrium quantity and price, but I think that is quite seldom to happen. Okay, so usually when you are dealing with a graph like this, you only have one solution, meaning one equilibrium quantity and price. So as what you see here, one is negative from this part, one is positive from this component here. So you ignore, or you don't use the negative solution, which is negative 400/9. You only use the positive, which is x equals to 20. Okay. So if you do not know how to get x over 20, is you just equate x minus 20 equals to 0. And then you solve for x. The same thing here, 9x plus 400 equals to 0. And then you solve for x, you should get 400, negative 400/9. Okay. So once you decide 20 is the quantity that from the simultaneous equation here, okay, and you can solve them, you can substitute the value 20 into any of the equation here to get what is the equilibrium quantity for this case. Okay, so you can substitute 20 into the demand function, or you can substitute 20 into the supply function, because the answer will still be the same. Okay, so the example here, 20 is being substituted into the supply function. Okay, you can see a 0.02 is referring to the supply function. But if you were to substitute 20 into the demand function, negative 0.025 multiplied by 20 square minus 0.5 multiplied by 20 and plus 60, you will get 40. You will get the same answer, which is 40 as well. Okay, so the answer will be the same regardless whether you are using demand or supply functions. Once you get once you decide what is the quantity to use for the equilibrium price and quantity. Okay, so so that is the application of solve. Okay, so what you see here again, so this is a quadratic function. Okay, so and we can also solve this using using Excel. Okay, so one of the things that I think I will ask you to do is learn how to, I mean, of course I will provide you the YouTube videos, okay, how to solve quadratic simultaneous equation. Okay, so here is a quadratic equation for both of the demand and supply, and you are solving for the x using the conventional method, but you can also solve this problem using Excel. Okay, so so that will be also part of the, I think, your final assignment number 5 will be lah. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, no need to think about that part yet. Okay, so do one assignment at a time. Okay, do not think too far ahead. Okay, that you have so many things to do. Okay, for the time being, concentrate on assignment 1 first. Okay, and then assignment 2, and then assignment 3, and then assignment 4, and so forth. Okay. Any questions before we end our our session for today. This is the part where everybody will start be so quiet. Okay, no question. You just want to end the session as soon as possible and go back to sleep. Okay, I will update on the deadline. Okay, again, you must submit latest by 11:59 p.m. on Friday. Okay, Friday night. Okay, meaning the Saturday I will have the whole day to actually to check. So meaning no holiday for me. Okay, weekend is also a working day for me. So that's the life of a lecturer. Okay, during semester season. Okay, your attendance data empty. Yeah, because we don't use the QR code. Okay, I extract your attendance from the WebEx, so no need to worry on that. Okay, so as long as you you log in and then because I can see what is the time of your login actually. So that is and when actually you log out from the WebEx system. So that will be more easy for me to locate, to see whether you are present or not during the lecture. Okay. So, okay, I'll let you continue with your assignments and other things. Okay, so inshallah, I'll see you next Sunday, okay, where we continue on topic number 3, using the materials from your assignment. Okay, so don't forget, on the front page of your assignment, please note what is the group number. Okay, I put on the OL group 1, group 2, group 3, correct? So beside your matrix number and your name, okay, also state G1, G2, G3 and whatnot. Okay, so I think in your OL, okay, where I uploaded this list, right? Okay, I already put G1, G2. So please state in your front page what group, which group are you belong to? I mean, which assignment that is from? Okay, group 1, group 2, or whichever group that you are belong. Okay, so that is one thing. And then of course, read the instruction again. Save in term of PDF. So meaning and if you have multiple other than your assignment, meaning let's say you take from other sources, so you need to upload them as well, put them into one folder and zip the folder. Okay, using WinRAR or WinZip. Okay, so that if you want to use other materials beside all the ebooks that I've given you. Okay, but if you don't have any, meaning only one file as your PDF file, so just upload one file in term of PDF, and the front page should clearly mention your metric number, especially your group name. Okay, because the group member will indicate, okay, all the members that from your group lah. Okay, so thank you again. Okay, assalamualaikum and good morning.